What's up, everybody? Flex the Master here, man. And today we are here talking about this man right here, the Ancient Derulian Nednim. And yes, he is a formidable foe. So we're going to talk about this guy today. Let's get into it right now.
Who knows? Either this is about to be one hell of a family reunion for you or death.
So Zelker informs Dega that, hey, I think this may be a revenge move, because let's remember, if you have been following the series, especially in season 2, he was banished with his brothers, so he may be there to take revenge on Dega for Garces kicking him out.
Hey, sir.
So we find out, after all of the fear of the possibility of death by this Ancient Derulian, that he's there to stop someone that has been using or is using celestial power. And that, in the laws of the Rise of the Derulians world, is a no-go.
Celestial power.
What? Not from Gorm or my brother.
No, someone else. And from what I can sense, Resh's energy has disappeared.
So as a celestial guardian, he has abilities that a normal mortal wouldn't have, especially the Derulians. So he can sense celestial energies. He can sense when people's energies are phased or changed. So he can sense that something has changed with Resh, and he already knew his brother's ambitions long ago.
I'd say that he's the source of it.
So, what now?
You go after Gorm, and I tend to Resh.
So he says he's going to tend to Resh. Why? Because there's a chance that he knows what's really going on. But we'll get to that in a second. So Resh, he can sense that Resh has celestial power now. His abilities are to defeat and or fight them. But there's also a catch to that. We'll talk about that in a second.
Why does it seem as if you're not telling me something?
Resh has been trying to find a way to gather enough power to challenge a celestial.
So there it is. He has been trying to find a way to challenge the celestial. The thing is, why though? Well, let's be honest about it. If you give a mortal God's power, what do you think they'll do with it? So right here, we already can see that all this doesn't want any mortals to have celestial power. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit second.
As guardian, I cannot allow it. Don't be confused. Understand. Resh is currently the second most powerful of my ancient brothers.
Now, remember, you have Garces, Finks, Resh, Nednim, and Gorm. It's 5 brothers. Nednim and Gorm are twins. The most powerful of all of them, by surprise, even though he got defeated, was Gorm. So Resh is number 2 on that list.
And Resh's ambition have caused him to do things he shouldn't have.
Exactly. My problem now is dealing with him in hopes that he hasn't done what I think he has.
So what he has hoped he has not done is deal with the necromancer, the dark figure. The dark figure has been trying to take over reality and the heavens for millennia. So all this, however, has not told Nednim that he sealed his brother. So he believes that he is the top dog, that he's the head guy. And Finks, of course, as it says right here, that his pride and arrogance getting in the way, won't help, because we'll learn later on why.
This will never help because of his pride and arrogance. That leaves you.
I already intended to handle Gorm here soon, so...
You must realize something. The bloodlust is a part of us. You have to find the space between.
As a celestial guardian, Nednim knows a lot more about the bloodlust than Dega does. But also because Aldous is the manufacturer of it, in his power as a celestial guardian to Aldous, he has a better understanding of it. So he's trying to let him know, you have to learn how to control it. It's a booster.
Do not allow yourself to succumb to the primal form.
Now understand, the primal form is where, if you looked at the first episode, Zelker talked about Ravager level. Well, this is where Gorm was headed, and probably later on, because again, he's not really gone, but we'll get to that later on. That's the thing. That's the primal form, was where they just can't, it's insatiable.
I can sense your true power, and it is great. But you have to find that space, or it will do you the same way It has done my brothers as well as your own.
So right here, Gorum is talking to Rish, letting him know, do not underestimate Nednim. He is far greater than what we think. He's not just a normal Derulian anymore. He's something greater. And even Gorum won't face him right now because he know he's trying to reach a certain power level himself. But Rish right now is being arrogant and filled with pride.
Do not underestimate Nednim. This is not the time to let your arrogance be the guide.
And as we get closer to the close, here we are right here, R.O.D, the one that's calling himself the God of Gods. Right now, he's about to summon Nednim because something is occurring, something is happening, and it is terrifying to him. And later on, we learn that R.O.D uses his celestial guardians as a source of power in hopes of beating his brother Peleus.
Guardian Nednim. Yes, my lord. He's back. Who is back?
So we see right here that not even Nednim knows what all this is talking about. So there is a good chance that none of the Derulians know the real history and story about what really truthfully occurred between R.O.D and Peleus. So when he asks the question, he is really not in the know at all. But as a celestial guardian to R.O.D, his responsibility is to go out and stop people from becoming powerful enough to be able to stop him, because he is not the one above all.
Peleus.